Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Adam, and if you're new, thank you for joining me. And if you're back, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at a very hot topic. I think this is going to be very interesting with how it's going to play down. So pretty much, the short of it is that Hindenburg Research initiated a short position in Tesla, in Nikola. Oh my gosh, in Tesla. Good luck to them. In Nikola, and they came out with like a 50-something page scathing report on Nikola, saying that, and the title was Nikola: How to Parlay an Ocean of Lies into a Partnership with the Largest Auto OEM in America. Right. So this report goes over the detail of why they're pessimistic about Nikola's future, and they give evidence, text, and everything to back that up. All right. And of course, Nikola responded to these allegations. Well, first, initially, the CEO, Trevor Milton, said that he was going to respond to the allegations as soon as possible, like a day later. But then he tweeted something like blah, 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 bureaucratic, saying that he let the SEC know. Well, of course, the SEC is going to investigate this anyways. That, of course, Hindenburg Research has made false accusations, and that for the safety of the company, the SEC and the lawyers said that Nikola should stay quiet and not address these allegations as of yet. But until then, they did release a press release titled "Nikola Sets the Record Straight on False and Misleading Short Seller Report." Okay, so they did address some of these, but again, I don't think they addressed them properly, and they only nitpicked some allegations to address. So you can decide for yourself. I'm just going to give some commentary, and I actually made a Word doc titling the allegation and also the Nikola's response to it. Okay, so first, some background information. I'm just going to read off here. So today, which was on September 10th, and the response came this Monday, September 14th, from Nikola. So today, which was September 10th, we reveal why we believe Nikola is an intricate fraud built on dozens of lies over the course of its founder and executive chairman, Trevor Milton's career. Okay, so you can't just say something without having extensive evidence to back it up, which they say we have got extensive evidence, including recorded phone calls, text messages, private emails, and behind-the-scenes photographs detailing dozens of false statements by Nikola's founder, Trevor Milton. Okay, we have never seen this level of deception at a public company, especially of this size. And right now it's worth like roughly $20 billion. I mean, it dropped insanely, but we'll see that later. So it was around, $20 billion. He has inked partnership with some of the top auto companies, which was GM, General Motors, recently, all desperate to catch up to Tesla and to harness the EV wave. Okay, so we examine how Nikola got its early start and show how Trevor misled partners into signing agreements by falsely claiming to have extensive proprietary knowledge. Okay, so here the report sort of starts, and I'm just going to go over the main bullet points. I'll link below in the description both reports, both Hindenburg's reports, which is incredibly extensive, and also Nikola's response, which was extensive as well. I'll link it below. But anyways, so first, we reveal how, in the face of growing skepticism over the functionality of its truck, Nikola staged a video called Nikola One in Motion. Let me just zoom this in, which showed the semi-truck cruising at a road at a high rate of speed. Our investigation basically revealed that the video was an elaborate ruse. Nikola had the truck towed to the top of the hill on a remote stretch of road and simply filmed it rolling down the hill. Maybe it should be instead of Trevor Milton, Trevor Hillton, right? Sorry guys. Anyways, so this is Nikola's response. Short seller alleges that the 2016 Nikola One was not a real truck and was in fact a pusher. So that's their opening statement. So the Nikola One is a real truck and sits in Nikola's showroom. Okay, a pusher means a vehicle that was not designed to be moved by its own propulsion system. Makes sense. The Nikola One was, in fact, designed to be powered and driven by its own propulsion. Okay, fair enough. Here are the facts. Gearbox was functional and bench tested. Batteries were functional. Inverters functional. Power steering, etc. were all functional. Okay, that's all great. So, it should be powered by its own propulsion, correct? Not quite. So this is part of their response too. As Nikola pivoted to the next generation of trucks, it ultimately decided not to invest additional resources into completing the process to make the Nikola One drive on its own propulsion. So everything was working, but it couldn't drive itself. So it says everything was functional, but it actually could not go on its own propulsion. That seems pretty contradictory to me. So after pivoting, Nikola produced prototypes for the Nikola 2, which are self-propelled and have been frequently demonstrated, beginning with a demonstration run. Okay, whatever. So again, I mean, this claim, or like their response to this allegation, just made that allegation even more real, that it actually was filmed rolling down a hill. So Trevor Hillton, good job. Also again, the next claim. So Hindenburg seeks to portray Nikola as misrepresenting the capabilities of Nikola One prototype in a 2017 video produced by a third party as simply filmed rolling down a hill. Nikola never stated its truck was driving its own propulsion in the video. Okay, so when you make a video of your truck and you're advertising or whatever, even if it was filmed by a third party, which they claimed, anyone with a functioning brain would believe that that truck is self-propelling, right? You don't have to always explicitly claim that the truck is driving under its own propulsion. Okay, so again, just I don't really like the response to this allegation, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being too harsh. But, so this just confirms that it was simply filmed rolling down a hill, even though Nikola never stated its truck was driving under its own propulsion in this video. Yeah, last time I saw a car advertisement, they didn't have to say that this truck is actually not driving under its own propulsion. Sorry, a little bit of wind here. Oh my gosh, that's just, okay, you know what, whatever. So, okay, in a July 2020 podcast, this is another allegation. Trevor said that of Nikola's tray truck, we have 5 of them coming off the assembly line right now in Germany. A spokesperson for Bosch, the manufacturing partner building the trucks, confirmed this month that they haven't made any trucks yet. So, they respond saying that the short seller mischaracterizes quote by Bosch employee. I also like how they say short seller and not Hindenburg research, but anyways, so they're saying the employee spoke only about Bosch's own plans for the industry show and the H2H Hall project for the European Union. So Nikola and Bosch are aligned on the product roadmap for the trade truck. The 5 trucks are currently being built and commissioned in Ulm, Germany, and are pre-production builds. However, Milton said, we have 5 of them coming off the assembly line right now. Okay, so again, I would say that this allegation is fair and that, it definitely was misleading. Okay, in October, another allegation. In October 2019, Nikola announced it would revolutionize the battery industry. Okay, so this was to be done through a pending acquisition, but the deal fell through when Nikola realized that A, the technology was vaporware, and B, the president of the battery company had been indicted months earlier over allegations that he conned NASA by using his expense account to procure numerous, okay, you know what that word is, I don't want to get taken off of YouTube if I say that word, so, but that's just hilarious. But apparently, Nikola knew actually that the CEO actually had this fraud allegation against him and actually went on into a partnership. Okay. And, their response is the short seller report claims that the founder and executive chairman, Trevor Hillton, made false statements regarding the company's battery technology following the breakdown of its transaction discussions with Zapco Limited. So, in fact, though, the potential battery technology advancements are related to an ongoing again, so you'll see words like may, confidential, ongoing, but they can't disclose, of course they can't disclose exactly who they're doing it with. So related to an ongoing confidential R&D partnership with a leading academic institution, not Zapco. So the company is excited about potential breakthroughs related to its next-gen battery technology, okay? So again, they can't disclose what the R&D partnership is. Okay, like fair enough. But when you have allegations like this coming at you, I think it would be good to, show some proof that you actually have this good technology to back you up, right? Okay, here's the next point related to this. So again, short seller attempts to falsely link departure of former CFO, Chief Financial Officer, with Nikola One deposits announcement. So Nikola's former CFO was terminated by the company, not the other way around. That's their response. Okay, fair enough. His departure, as well as subsequent litigation, which he voluntarily dismissed, were unrelated to the company's announcement that it would refund Nikola One reservation deposits. And so they stated, we don't use your money to operate our business. We want everyone to know that we have never used $1 of deposit money in the history of our company. Okay, so this wasn't addressed in like the very main points here in the Hindenburg report, but if we just go to CFO, we'll see here, we'll go down. Nikola's former CEO left and sued the company. The entire docket is sealed, but a month after lawsuit, Nikola suddenly announced that it had refunded all truck deposits. So did the truck deposits really ever exist? And again, you can read this. So of course they say a sudden change in CFO is a red flag. CFO that departs while suing the company obviously is even bigger red flag. Both cases were eventually dismissed. The allegations remain unclear, and it is unclear whether they were dismissed as part of a settlement. Okay, so prior to the lawsuit by his CFO, Nikola claimed to have 7,000 pre-order with deposits, so a potential value of $2.3 billion for his proposed electric truck. And so again, they go on to claim, so despite reportedly taking $10.5 million in reservation deposits across 7,000 pre-orders, the Nikola Motor Company has completely backed away from its plans to offer a battery electric Nikola One semi-truck, according to recent reports. Okay, so bad news for those who put down reservations, if the reservation figures were actually or true. So a month after that lawsuit was filed, Nikola suddenly announced via Twitter that it was refunding all their deposits. Okay, so kind of interesting. CFO leaves and sues the company, but now Milton or Hillton says that they actually terminated the CFO's position. Okay, so another claim that was, not really addressed in the report, was that Nikola has never walked back claims relating to its battery technology. Instead, Trevor continued to publicly hype the technology even after becoming aware of the above issues. The revolutionary battery technology never existed. Now, Nikola plans to use GM's battery technology instead, which when this was announced, Nikola's share price skyrocketed by like 40%, that they were going to use, GM's battery technology and GM's manufacturing facilities, all of GM, and Nikola's going to pay them like a significant amount of money to produce their vehicles. Meanwhile, and I don't know if investors were thinking, well, if Nikola claims that they're having all this proprietary innovation going on with their fuel cells, their hydrogen and solar power, why are they partnering with GM, right? They have their own stuff, right? So, we'll let GM do all the manufacturing and building of our battery technology, but we'll just sell it to you at a higher price, right? And this claim was not refuted in the Nikola report. The next one, a spokesperson, a hydrogen fuel cell technology company that formerly partnered with Nikola, called Nikola's battery and hydrogen fuel cell claims hot air. And so Nikola responded saying, third-party competitive views of Nikola and the company's technology are not relevant. And you know what? This is a fair enough point. Third-party competitive views are not relevant. But at the same time, when there's so many allegations on, their fuel cell claims, their battery, their manufacturing studies, status, and all their, proprietary knowledge, maybe you should sort of try to back up the claims that their hydrogen fuel cell claims are just a bunch of hot air, right? So again, didn't respond to this point at all. So in addition to now using GM's battery tech, Nikola seems to be use automakers' production and fuel cell capabilities. So Nikola seems to be bringing nothing to the partnership but concept designs, their brand name, and up to $700 million they will be paying GM for costs related to production. So they respond. I think this was a bit of a different response, even related to like the above viewpoint here, saying that Nikola continues to believe that it's planned, again, another word like planned potential hydrogen station network and the production and distribution of hydrogen will provide key competitive advantages that drive sustained profitability and shareholder value over the long term. So again, some fluff going on. And they say that they're part of these international standards organization, hydrogen fueling standards, and et cetera, et cetera. Support the initial station rollout. Okay, so again, these are just all plans. Nothing has actually been finalized. So again, not really responding to either of these points. And these are just points that weren't even addressed. So inexpensive hydrogen is fundamental to the success of Nikola's business model. Trevor has claimed in a presentation to hundreds of people and multiple interviews to have succeeded at cutting costs of hydrogen by 81% compared to peers, and to already be producing hydrogen. So, Nikola has not produced hydrogen at this price or at any price, and he later admitted when pressed by the media. So interesting. They are not producing hydrogen. They're using GM's batteries. The hydrogen fuel cell doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. And they're not producing it at cheaper, which is, they need to be producing hydrogen cheaper, and that's essential to be running their business model, right? That's why they're doing on hydrogen and electric, right? Also, another funny point, Trevor has appointed his brother, Travis, as the director of hydrogen production and infrastructure, okay, to oversee this, critical part of the business, because it is a critical part of the business, producing hydrogen at a cheap price. And what is Travis's prior experience in this? So it has largely consisted of pouring concrete driveways and doing subcontractor work on home renovations in Hawaii. So you know what? I don't know if hydrogen fuel cells and subcontractor work is necessarily related in renovations. Okay. Excuse that. So claims of owning energy producing assets is not new for Nikola. So Trevor claimed that Nikola's headquarters has 3.5 megawatts of solar panels, which is quite substantial, on its roof producing energy. Aerial photos of the roof and later media reports show that the supposed panels don't exist. So again, just straight up false information. At one point, Nikola claimed to own its natural gas wells. There's no evidence in company filings to support this. And so the claims were eventually quietly removed from Nikola's website. Okay, Trevor claims, this is really funny, Trevor claims Nikola designs all key components in-house, but they appear to simply be buying or licensing them from third parties. One example, we found that Nikola actually buys inverters from a company called Cascadia, whatever, and so, again, here it's just saying that, we never actually said that we made our own inverters in-house, even though Trevor claims that Nikola designs all key components in-house, right? So we'll just read it. In his report, Hindenburg misrepresents that Nikola is claiming a third-party inverter is the company's own technology. Okay, that's not what they claim. They said that Trevor claims that they design it in-house, but they actually bought the inverter, which was, even they say that it's true. Okay, at no time did Nikola state that the inverter on the prototype truck shown in the video was the company's. So they actually agree that it was not the company's. Nikola has been designing, engineering, and working on its own inverters for quite some time. The company does use third-party parts in its prototype vehicles, some of which may be subsequently swapped out for its own parts. Okay, so the company does use third-party parts in prototype vehicles, some of which may be subsequently, maybe. Again, these are just potential, maybe. It has been developing, Wow, okay, so again, just a bunch of other a bunch of scathing points that they didn't even address in the article. One part I want to say about the inverters, which is kind of a funny picture. I think it's so. Actually, it's back. So right here. This is Trevor Milton. We do all the EXL design in-house, all the gears, the gear reductions, whatever, and also the inverters as well. All inverters on the Nikola truck are probably some of the most advanced software systems that I know of anywhere in the automotive world. Why do I know that? It's because other OEMs are asking us to use it. And so this is a video. We can see that the inverter's up close, right here. And there's duct tape over to the company logo for the inverter. So yeah, probably not Nikola's. If anything, they'd want to flex that, but they're clearly not doing that. So I thought that, that was kind of funny. So again, there are just like an insane number of allegations. You can go on to read on the report. Thing I do want to pick out on the other points are that Nikola's much touted multi-billion-dollar order book is filled with fluff. U.S. Express reportedly accounts for a third of its the reservation for its trucks, right? Representing $3.5 billion in orders. U.S. Express had only 1.3 million in cash on hand last quarter. Yeah, so how are they going to pay 3.5 billion in the trucks that they ordered? So it just seems, and they never address that point, obviously. And so they also display this NZT program. So, and they're just like, again, so they go on to say these are dozens more inaccurate allegations made by there are dozens more inaccurate allegations made by the short seller, which are not relevant to Nikola. I mean, it seems like if your order book is made up of $3.5 billion in pre-orders with a company that only has a balance sheet of $1.3 million, and you didn't address that, and that's not relevant to Nikola and Nikola's company, I don't know. And so this thing, they just go on to say Nikola is building novel and revolutionary tech from the ground up. As part of this process and as part of the company's evolution, growth, and development, Nikola has quickly and nimbly pivoted its business model based on the industry, macro environment, technology, and other factors in pursuit of the most value-enhancing path forward. And it will not waver from its mission. Okay, so clearly, there's a lot of allegations, and of course Hindenburg profits from the stock price going down, and that's really how Nikola is taking it, is that Nikola wants to set the record straight on false and misleading short seller report, and now it also goes on to say a bunch of things that Nikola has contacted and briefed the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) regarding Nikola's concerns pertaining to the Hindenburg report. Nikola intends to fully cooperate with the SEC regarding its inquiry into these matters. I mean, this is again like, okay, so it's like Nikola is under investigation, right? So, but it shouldn't be that way, right? If any of these claims, were not true, they could say, oh, hey, no, look, this is the truck that can fully function, right? The Nikola One truck can fully function. It's not just, just in the showroom, right? These are our inverters that are fully made in-house, right? Like, let's see them. There are so many simple ways, to me, it would seem, that would just disprove many of these points in the Hindenburg report, but instead Nikola goes around it and further incriminates itself, right? So I would be wary of Nikola stock. Disclosure, I do not own any shares of Nikola. I do not plan on owning any shares of Nikola. I'm just, sitting back, eating some popcorn and watching the whole show. I will not be shorting shares of Nikola because, as we can see today, that is a very risky process. Let's refresh the page. So as of right now, Nikola is up like 12%. So, okay, so pretty much this report came out, and over the past couple days, it has dropped by 43% to $30. And just like Nikola comes out with the defense to this, and the stock goes up by like 12%. Like, what like, to me, that's just absolutely insane how the market just reacts, right? Bad news, it crashes. Good news, it goes up, right? Who knows what the long-term things will be? I mean, the SEC, it can take years, right, for an allegation to come through. But we'll just have to see how this pans out. I was pretty excited to be making this video. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, anyways, if you enjoy this, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching.